الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصم ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ومن دعوات النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم اللهم بارك لنا في رجب وشعبان وبلغنا رمضان. Dear respected elders and brothers, it was a custom and a practice among the pious predecessors of ours to prepare for the month of Ramadan prior to the coming of the month of Ramadan. Just like how we see in our worldly affairs we prepare. A person is opening a business, he prepares in advance that now I need to get all my setting ready. Person is preparing an event, so we prepare for that event well in advance. Sometimes some ceremonies that we prepare for, it goes 11 months in advance. So next year this time my son or my daughter is getting married, we start preparation from now. This reminds me of an incident which came in the newspapers of Pakistan. I think it was the town of Lahore, which Hazrat Shaykh Zulfikar Damat Barakatuhum says that there was this wealthy person, his daughter was getting married. So they started preparation for this wedding 24 months in advance. Everything was done, engagement was done, everything was done. Just for the wedding ceremony. 24 months. So much so that they ordered marble plates. And on each plate, whoever was invited to this wedding, their name was written on it. So this marble plate was a gift for them, that after you eat in this plate, you take this plate home. And how many people were invited? Over 100,000. So it was like a huge ijtima, not just a wedding. And whatever preparations they made, in all that preparation, after the whole ceremony was done, and all the customs and the rituals and everything, whatever they had fulfilled, the husband and wife were making their way now for a little outing. So the imam of the town, of the local masjid, asked the father, mashallah, you had such a beautiful wedding ceremony, etc., etc., etc. Now because he was the local imam, so he had the right to ask. He said, who performed the nikah? So it struck the father that we actually forgot to perform the nikah. So the real essence of the ceremony was forgotten. This is how much we prepare when we delve into the dunya. Nevertheless, this was just an offshoot incident. So like how we prepare for everything, our pious predecessors used to prepare for Ramadan, the month of Ramadan. So much so that when one Ramadan used to go, they used to start making dua that, oh Allah, preserve us for the next Ramadan. They used to weep and cry that now when will we enjoy the beautiful ibadat of the night, the taraweehs of the night, the Quran, and the multiple rewards that Allah Ta'ala grants on every day and every night of Ramadan. Not only that, it comes in a hadith of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that even Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala commands the servants and the angels of Jannat to adorn and prepare Jannat 11 months in advance before the coming of Ramadan. So after one Ramadan, Jannat is actually prepared, that when the good deeds of my believers will come up to me for the next Ramadan. I'll have these rewards ready for them. That is why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says in a hadith that Sawm, fasting, is such a beautiful ibadah, that it is a secret between a servant and his Rabb, his Lord. Where Allah Ta'ala says that no one can pay him. Even the angels cannot enumerate and count the rewards of that person who fasts. And only I can grant that reward. Because only Allah knows what pain a person goes through, how much suffering a person goes through, how much control he is putting upon his nafs. And it is a silent ibadat. That's why the ibadah that is performed in seclusion, there is great reward. There's two types of ibadah. One is ibadah that is performed in congregation. There's great reward for that. Why? Because it brings unity among the ummah. And one is ibadah that is performed in seclusion. That also has a great reward. Why? Because that depicts the sincerity of your iman. The sincerity of your love for Allah, that you're worshipping Allah even though no one is looking at you. You are fearful of Allah even though no one is looking at you. When we were small and when we used to fast, we were 6, 7 years old. So in the wuzu khana we used to see if anyone is watching us. And while we goggling our mouth, drink some water as well. But that was when we were small. But now when you grow up and you are all alone, no one is watching you, obviously you won't open the fridge and start eating. But when you're on that mobile phone, and you know that I am fasting, and you know that now I need to prepare for Ramadan, do we stay away from looking at those things that Allah Ta'ala has prohibited us? Or does shaitan draw us into that? That is why from now, from before the month of Ramadan, we have to start practicing. Keep our mobile phones away for a while. Have some time with the Quran. Spend some time in ibadah. We need to get our nafs accustomed to it, because our nafs is an ego which grows day by day. If it's not controlled, it will grow so strong that it will start controlling you. It will start controlling your soul. It will start telling you not to worship Allah. So to control our nafs, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam taught us one ibadah, that is fasting. So prior to the month of Ramadan, we start getting used to fasting as well. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam himself used to perform enough fast before the coming of the month of Ramadan. And when he used to be asked that Ramadan is coming, why are you fasting now? What was the reply of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? That this is actually in preparation for the main event that is coming, and that is Ramadan. You know, like we have a football player, he's warming up on the side. Half an hour before the match, be like, brother, the match is still half an hour's time. Go relax, have a cup of coffee. He's like, no, I need to warm up. So that when the real event comes, I can perform well. So today, what is our condition? When the month of Ramadan comes, the first day, we like, it's just the first day, I need to rest. You know, give it a few more days, 4, 5 days, then I will get into this habit. Then I'll start opening the Quran a little bit, you know. I'll start going to the masjid. But that 4, 5 days, the first 10 days of Ramadan is already gone.